Hello everyone. Today in discrete structure and graph theory we are discussing the logical equivalence and some problem statements to prove the logical equivalence in discrete mathematics. In discrete mathematics, equivalence of formula P and Q is based on the truth values and it is denoted as the P is logically equivalent to Q and read as that P is logically equivalent to Q. The symbol for the logical equivalence is these two lines with two arrows. That is the logical equivalence. Now we'll see the examples. Suppose we have the not P, then negation of P, that's we can write down the P. That's why we have written that not P is logically equivalent to P. If we find out the values of P and not P, then these two values are equal. P or P is logically equivalent to P. If we find out the truth values of the P or P, then these are equivalent to the P. That's why we have written the P or P is logically equivalent to P. Same, the truth values of the P and P are logically equal to the truth values of the P or not P, or the Q or not Q. Means if we find out the truth values of the variable or its negation, then all these values are always true. That's why we have denoted that P or not P is logically equivalent to the Q or not Q are tautology. The P and not P is logically equivalent to the Q and not Q because for both all the truth values are always false. These are the contradiction. The P and not P or Q, these truth values are logically equivalent to the truth values of the Q. P or not P and Q, its truth values are logically equivalent to the Q. You can check by designing the truth tables. Now in logically equivalence we have the 6 different type of the laws. The first law is a negation law, that is not P is logically equivalent to P. The second law is idempotent law, that is P or P is logically equivalent to P and P is logically equivalent to P. Means the and or operation of variable itself, then it is the same. Third law is commutative law, that is P or Q is logically equivalent to the Q or P and P and Q is logically equivalent to the Q and P. Means in and or operation there is no any importance to the order. We can change the order. The fourth law is associative law. If we have the same symbol inside and outside the brackets, then we can change the brackets parenthesis or we can remove the parenthesis. That's why here the P or in bracket Q or R is logically equivalent to in bracket P or Q or R, or we can write down that is logically equivalent to the P or Q or R. Second, the P and in bracket Q and R is logically equivalent to in bracket P and Q and R, or logically equivalent to the P and Q and R. Means we can remove the brackets also. The fifth is a distributive law. If we have the symbols inside and outside brackets different, then we can distribute one variable over the other variables. The first is P or in bracket Q and R. Here we can distribute the P or over the Q and R. Then it is logically equivalent to the P or Q and P or R. The second is P and in bracket Q or R. Here we are distributing the P and over the Q or R. That's why it is logically equivalent to the P and Q or P and R. The sixth law is absorption law. Here we have seen by using the truth table that P and T is logically equivalent to P and P and F is logically equivalent to F. Next, that P or T is logically equivalent to T and P and F is logically equivalent to P. We can clear this absorption laws by using these truth tables. If we look at the P and T, then all the values are equivalent to the P. P and app, then it has all the values true. The P or T, it has all the values true, and P and app, then these values are equivalent to the P. Now let's discuss some important formulas. We have the two important formulas, one for the implies and the second for the double implies. The first implies formula is the P implies Q is logically equivalent to the not P or Q, and we have the two formulas for the double implies. First is P double implies Q is logically equivalent to P implies Q and Q implies P. The second formula is P is double implies Q is logically equivalent to the P and Q or not P and not R. To solve the problem statement, we have to remind these three formulas always. The first one for the implies and two for the double implies. Now we'll start to solve the problem statements. The first is show that the following P implies in bracket P or C is logically equivalent to A and not P implies C. Now always the first we have to replace all the implies and double implies by their logically equivalent and or and not connectives. Let's consider the LHS side, that is A implies P or C. Now we know the formula for the implies, that is P implies Q. If we consider this A is a P and this bracket P or C is a Q, then we can write down that is logically equivalent to the not A or this bracket P or C. Now if we look to our requirement, we require the A and not P implies C. That's why now inside a bracket and outside a bracket there are the same symbols. That's why we can remove the bracket and we have written that not A or P or C. Now we can group the A, not A or P together using the associative law. The next step is not A or P, the bracket or C. Now the not A or P, it is the formula of the implies, that is P implies Q is logically equivalent to the not P or Q. Then here this not A or P, we can write down that the A implies P. But in our requirement we does not require the A implies P, we require the A and not P. Now using the negation law or De Morgan's law, we can change the connective. We can make the and into the or we can make the or into the and. That's why we have used the negation law and taken this not outside the bracket. Then we have to use this not inside the bracket also. Therefore the next step is not in bracket not A, this or becomes and not P or C. Now negation of negation, we can remove this term because not P is logically equivalent to P. Therefore it is not in bracket A and not P or C. Now using the implies formula, we have written that A and not P implies C, and that's we have to show. Now let's see the second problem statement. Show the following P or Q implies C is logically equivalent to P implies C and Q implies C. Let us consider the LHS side, that is P or Q is implies C. Now we know the implies formula. Using implies formula we have written that not in bracket P or Q or C. Now always first use the negation law, that is by using the De Morgan's law we have written that not P, the or becomes and, therefore and not Q or C. Now if we look inside the bracket there is a and outside the bracket there is a or. We have to use the distributive law. The distributive law will distribute the or C over the not P and the not Q. Therefore, next step is not P or C and not Q or C. Now, by using the implies formula, the not P or C becomes the P implies C and the not Q or C becomes the Q implies C. And that's we have to show. That is the second. Now, we'll discuss the third problem statement. The P or in bracket not P and Q is logically equivalent to P or Q. Let us consider the LHS site P or in bracket not P and Q. Now, inside a bracket there is and outside a bracket there is or. We can use the distributive law which will distribute the P or over the not P and Q. Therefore, next step is the P or not P and the P or Q. Now, the P or not P identity law say that the P or not P it is T. It is always true. That's why it is a T and the P or Q. Again, the identity law say that the T and P is equals to the P. Therefore, the T and the bracket P or Q is logically equivalent to this bracket P or Q. And that's we have to show. Let's have the fourth problem statement, that is P and in bracket P or Q is logically equivalent to P. Let us consider the LHS side P and in bracket P or Q. If we look, then inside a bracket, outside the bracket there are different symbols. We have to use the distributive law. We have written that P and P or the P and Q. Now, using the identity law, P and P is always P. P and P is always P. That's why the next step is P or the P and Q. Now, the P or in bracket P and Q, it is also by using the identity law is logically equivalent to the P. And that's we have to show. We can take the help of this truth table also. In this truth table, we have the first two columns, that is P and Q, with the four possible combinations, and then we can check the P and Q values, and then we have find out the P or in bracket P and Q, and then we can check the values of the P and the P or in bracket P and Q are logically equivalent. Look to the fifth problem statement. The P or Q and in bracket not P and in bracket not P and Q logically equivalent to the not P and Q. Consider the LHS side P or Q and in bracket not P and in bracket not P and Q. We'll focus on the second term of this statement, the not P and Q. Here the inside bracket, outside bracket, there are the same symbol. That's why we can remove these brackets and we have written P or Q and not P and Q. Now, using identity law, the not P and not P is logically equivalent to not P. That's why we have written that P or Q and the not P and Q. We have removed this one not P term. Now, P or Q and not P and not Q, because again outside bracket, inside bracket there are same symbols, then we can remove this parenthesis. We have make it the and not P and Q. Now, using associative law, we have make the group of P or Q and not P and Q. Now, in the first term, P or Q bracket and not P, inside a bracket and outside a bracket there are different symbols. That's why by using distributive law, we have make it the P and not P or Q and not P and Q. Now using identity law, P and not P, it is always false. P and not P, it is always false. That's why we will make it the false or Q and not P and Q. Now again using the identity law, F or P is logically equivalent to P. That's why F or these two terms is logically equivalent to these two terms. We can ignore the F. We have written that Q and not P and Q. Again, inside a bracket and outside bracket there are same symbols. Using associative law, we can write down that Q and not P and Q. Now the Q and Q becomes Q using the identity law. That's why we have written that not P and Q. We have removed this one Q term, and that's we have to show the not P and Q. See the next sixth problem statement is P implies in bracket Q and R is logically equivalent to P implies Q and P implies R. Let us consider the LHS side that P implies Q and R. By using the formula, it becomes not P or in bracket Q and R. Now, inside a bracket and outside bracket, there are different symbols. We can use the distributive law to distribute the not P or over the Q and R. The next step become the not P or Q and the not P or R. Now using implies formula, the not P or Q becomes P implies Q and not P or R becomes P implies R, and that's we have to show. Look to the seventh problem statement. P implies Q is logically equivalent to P implies in bracket P and Q. Now here we are considering the RHS side, that is not P or the P and Q by using the implies formula. We have considered the side P implies in bracket P and Q. By using the implies formula, we have written directly not P or P and Q. Now inside and outside brackets there are different symbols. That's why we have used the distributive law and we have make it the not P or P and the not P or Q. We can prove by using the LHS side also. Now not P or P, using the identity we can write down that it is always true. The not P or P, it is always true. The next is T and the not P or Q. Again we have seen by using the identity law that T and P is logically equivalent to P. Therefore here the T and this bracket term is logically equivalent to this bracket term. That's why it is the not P or Q. By using implies formula, we can convert the not P or Q into the P implies Q, because it's a one standard formula of the implies that P implies Q is logically equivalent to not P or Q. Therefore here not P or Q is logically equivalent to the P implies Q, and that's we have to show.